Ben has returned for Natsuki's episode! Yay! So yeah, the final episode, I will be giving my review. Well, the final episode for now anyway. My review for the time being at the end of this episode. My review of this mod. And yeah, the last I've ever really seen any updates on a Monica episode being made, the last post I could find is 2 years ago, so I don't know if a final episode will ever come to this mod, so that's why I'm here right now, to review it, even if it's not completed to its fullest yet. Nothing is easier than to denounce the evildoer. Nothing is more difficult than to understand him. That's the image I've seen. That's the image I have seen of the Natsuki episode. I'm assuming she's a bit younger there. Papa, where's Mama? I can't find her. I don't know where she went. Can you help me find her? Please. Papa, I'm scared. Let's see what her title is in a moment. Papa, I was going through your mail. I saw that your work is having a daddy-daughter dance. Oh, Papa, can we go, please? I could wear a pink dress with frills, and I could have my hair curled. I'd look like a princess. Please, Papa, can we go, please? I'm sorry, Papa. I won't go through your mail anymore. My father's eyes. Papa, dinner's ready. I make a favorite. So, I was wondering if you'd like to eat at the table with me. You know, like we used to. I see. That's fine. You just sit there in your chair. I'll eat at the table. By myself. All alone. Monica! Has someone been messing around with my boxes? Would you care to explain to me why my manga is out of order? Oh, well, the teacher said use this room during the day. Left a note asking me to move some of your boxes so they could have more room for their supplies. And I may have dropped that particular box. How could you? But I put them all back. None of them were damaged or anything. Everything seems to be alright. Well, I'm glad you put them back. Would it have killed you to put them back in order? I mean, they have numbers on their sides and everything. Well, I was in a bit of a hurry. I can help you rearrange them if you'd like some help. No, just... no. I'll handle it. You go do important club stuff. Alright, sorry, Natsuki. Ugh, freaking Monica. She even got the different series mixed up. Natsuki! Oh, great. There you are! Oh, Sayori, you're crashing me! Oh, sorry. So, are you looking forward to meeting Ben tomorrow? Once he eats one of your cupcakes, I know he'll wanna just stay. I don't know where the just came from. No, I'm not looking forward to meeting him. And if my cupcakes would convince him to stay, then maybe I shouldn't make any. Well, Natsuki, don't be like that. Why don't you want to meet him? Because I like the Literature Club the way it is. You and Monica do whatever you do. Yuri keeps her head in her books, and I stick to my manga. Perfect balance, just as it should be. Someone new will just throw everything off. Besides, he'll just be someone who else will... Who what? Nothing. Guys are jerks, that's all. Oh, but he's a sweetie. In fact, I think you two will find you have a lot in common. Nope. I don't want to know anything about him. It'll make it easy for me to ignore him when he gets here. Well, we'll see if you don't change your mind tomorrow. Yes, Sayori. I'll still make cupcakes for tomorrow. Yay! I bet you make them all... I'll bet you make them up all decorated and cute like you are. Sayori, don't call me cute. The next day! And as today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. So he walked me down a hall, and I really haven't been in there too very often. I don't have any classes here. It is typically reserved for upperclassmen and honor students. Despite the promise of a cupcake, I'm kind of dreading meeting this literature club. I mean, who joins a literature club anyway? I can't stand the literature we have to read in class. Why would I want to read it for fun? And like I said, it's very different literature. I didn't like the books we had to read in class either. Although I must say, in our general book, not books that we bought to read, but just books with the book where you have also tasks in there and stuff, where you usually have homework and everything. There were some snippets of stories in the final book we had, and snippets of stories or texts or analysis or poems, and I really like those. Why couldn't we have read those? Well, maybe it would have been more annoying if they were maybe the entire book in its fullest would suck. But the snippets that I read were pretty great. And yeah, I would read them when I was bored or something like that. When there was nothing else to discuss. Might as well read what's in that book. It ended up benefiting me a bit because there were some tasks, homework-wise, that I was already kind of prepared for because I've already read the text and kind of thought about the tasks that were written beneath it. I'm sure this will be filled with a bunch of stuffed shirts and hyper-intellectuals that argue about the symbolism of the color of someone's tongue or something like that. Just don't get tongue. I'm assuming that is kind of emphasis that that doesn't, I don't know. Mentally, I'm trying to figure out the best way to get my cupcake, then sneak to the door. As I plan my escape route, Sayori stops at one of the classroom doors and throws it open. Alright, everyone! Ben is here! Hello, Ben. It's nice to finally make your acquaintance. Yep, a boy. There goes the atmosphere. Welcome to Literature Club, Ben. Whoa! Whoa! This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So to mention that, could Ben say something cool? I flash my best smile. Hey, is it hot in here or is it just all of you? Smooth, Ben, real smooth. Ugh. See? Isn't he funny? Funny isn't the word I use, Sayori. Oh, come on! Lighten up! Here, come say hi to him! No, Sayori! This is Natsuki. She's awesome at baking. She made the cupcakes we're having today. Well, hello, Natsuki. Hey, I'm going to tell him that Natsuki doesn't really want me here. I wonder if she dislikes me so much. Sue leans over and whispers in my ear. Don't mind her, she can get pretty cranky when she's hungry. I heard that! I am not cranky! Natsuki takes one more glance at me and looks away, muttering to herself. There is kind of an awkward moment of silence after her short outburst. I feel bad that I appear to be the cause of the problem, so I try to move things along. So I heard there were cupcakes? Suri suddenly perks up. Oh, yes! Did I mention that Natsuki made them? Yes. She's awesome at baking! So I've heard. Pretty neat. Pretty great. Wow, she smiled. I wasn't where she could even do that. Oh, that's rude. Although, apparently, my average face is also very much a killer face. I don't know. I've heard before that I kind of looked like I was wanting to kill someone, but it was just my normal face, okay? It's just the way I always look. I look good in photos where you aren't supposed to smile though, so I guess I really just have a resting bitch face. We proceed to sit down at a group of desks that have been pushed together to form a makeshift table. Yuri the tall girl has gone off to start making tea while Natsuki sits down at a covered tray. I take a seat next to Sayori. I figure it's only right since she invited me. I can't help but glance over periodically at Natsuki. I think I've seen her around the school here and there, but I've never talked to her or anything. I honestly thought she was a year or so younger than me. But judging from the way the girls are talking about colleges they are thinking about, I'm guessing she's about the same age as the rest of us. I decide to sit quietly and listen since I don't quite know how things work around here. Natsuki definitely isn't afraid to speak her mind. She seems quite proud of herself. After a short while, Yuri returns and begins pouring everyone's tea. Once that is done, all eyes turn toward the covered tray at the center of the table. Natsuki is sitting next to it with her with her arms folded. She seems to be surveying the table, silently reading everyone's expressions. Sarah is barely containing her excitement. I get the impression that Natsuki knows this and is drawing out the reveal just a little bit longer. Finally, she places her hand on the cloth covering the tray. Everyone! Natsuki dramatically removes the cloth, like a magician showing off a magic trick. Feast your feast your coughs. Feast your eyes! Underneath the cloth are several cupcakes. I was expecting something simple, just bread with some whirly icing, maybe some sprinkles. These, however, are something else. The bread is really moist looking, not dry like the store-bought ones. The icing has been perfectly spread flat over the top of each cupcake, but the real neat part is that each of the one has frosting spread out to the design of a cat's face. Little strips of black frosting make the whiskers, a blue circle for the eyes, red for the nose. It's actually impressive. Thank you, thank you. You can all tell me how awesome I am. Ah! Natsuki! The little kitties! They're so cute! The workmanship is quite impressive. Natsuki, you've really outdone yourself. Natsuki soaks up the praise with a smile on her face. The other girls each scoop up a cupcake. The conversation stops as they each take a bite of theirs at the same time. The looks on their faces, as well as Sayori's joyous munching sounds, tell me that the cupcakes taste as good as they look. I pick one up and take a closer look at the cat face design. I'm not really one for cute things, but I have to admit the little detail is really neat. I start to peel the wrapper off when I get the feeling I'm being watched. I glance over to Natsuki. She's not looking right at me, but she's kind of watching me out of the corner of her eye. Her smile isn't as broad, and I can almost detect a hint of worry in her eye. I go ahead and bite into the cupcake, taking a large section out of the cat's face. Wow! Sure enough, the cupcake tastes as good as it looks. The bread is soft and doesn't crumble to pieces inside my mouth. Each color of icing is a different flavor. They mix together to form a kind of berry flavor. It's like a flavor explosion in my mouth! I notice the room suddenly goes soft. Sayori, Yuri, and Monica are staring at me with wide eyes and mouths full of cupcake. I almost said Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. The way they are listed, it's so in my brain, I know it. As if on cue, all three of them covered their mouths at the same time to stifle laughter and keep half-eaten cupcake from flying out of their mouths. Sorry, I have a bit of a problem with food there. I think I have like also a case of misophonia. Because like the noise of chewing, it's physically painful for me. And it's really annoying that the people around me don't, like, not my friends or anything, but like family-wise, don't really respect that at all. It's really a problem for me. And it's really painful for me. And it keeps happening. Well, it honestly depends on the person who does it. There are specific people where it isn't as strong. I don't know what makes the difference though, so I can't tell you that. However, I noticed one of the girls isn't laughing. Well, hopefully that endears me to them a bit. Sorry, I was so in my talking. But I noticed one of the girls isn't laughing. Natsuki is still staring at me at the corner of her eye. She seems like she is studying my expression carefully. Finally, she closes her eyes, and I can just see her mumble her assessment of me under her breath. Dork. Ouch. Still, while she doesn't seem too impressed with me, I can almost detect the hint of a smile on her lips. After we all finish the cupcakes and tea, I decide to learn a bit more about this literature club. So, what exactly do you all do here? Is this just like a book club? Well, sort of. We have a lot of free time to read whatever we want. But we also take time to discuss what we are reading with each other. Each of us enjoys different types of literature, so by coming together and discussing what we are reading, we enrich each other. Incidentally, Ben, what kind of literature do you enjoy? Well, crap, they're all staring at me and I need to answer. No, not that. I can't say I like manga in front of a literature club. Manga is literature. of action manga, and some science fiction manga, and maybe a touch of horror manga. Wow, you've got a pretty diverse set of genres you like, Ben. What are you reading right now? Well, I'm reading a sort of historical fantasy about a girl who time travels to feudal Japan. Is it Inuyasha? She's a giant group of travelers. One of them is a demon who used to be a human boy. Nope. Nope, that's not it. Nope. They can't stand each other, but you can tell they're going to fall in love before it's all over with. Hopefully they'll think that's a novel and not a manga series. Either it's kind of inspired by Inuyasha, or it's a different manga, I don't know. But if you're not inside, you're not and agree that this novel sounds interesting. Having noticed that Natsuki is giving me a strange look. Her brow is scrunched up like she's thinking about something. Eventually, she shakes her head and turns away from me, returning to her mildly annoyed look. I decide to change the subject before they can ask me any more probing questions. So, you guys read a lot, obviously. Are you like writing literature and stuff as well? Maybe the four of you could get together and write the world's best novel? Well, I don't know what a novel written by all four of us would look like. We have such different styles and tastes. It would probably be a mess, yes. Like, as someone who reads a lot, I didn't mention that in the Sayori episode, but... I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I just wanted to add. With how much I read, everyone has such a different style how they write. Like, every author is slightly different in their style. I don't want to know, like, I kind of do want to know what a story written by all of them would look like, but only if there's like, kind of like an experiment to like have like different chapters written by a different person on the same thing and see how, with like the same theme, and maybe see how different it will, like their styles, how they work with the theme they're given and the characters and everything. It probably wound up being about a magic girl who waxes philosophic while fighting vampires. And to have a talking kitty! That actually doesn't sound half bad. Depends on how you write it. Yeah, and Yuri's chapters would probably be 100 pages long with how wordy she is. Me, I like to say a lot with a little. Well, I'm good at writing poetry. Oh, you write poems, Natsuki? I found that I can get Yuri to talk about things she likes. Perhaps that'll work for Natsuki? Yeah, I do actually. They're pretty great, if I do say so myself. Natsuki had no idea you wrote poems. Why don't you bring some to share next meeting? Well, I don't really show them to anyone or anything. I mostly write them for myself. I don't know how I feel about, well, everyone hearing them and stuff. Oh, that's a shame that such great poetry should go unheard. Wow, now I really want to hear your poems. Indeed, Sayori. I wonder what Monika's little snippet of story will be this time around. And I have actually been working on some poems of our own while we've been planning club events. Say, that gives me an idea. Why don't we each write a poem tonight, and at tomorrow's meeting we will all share our poems with each other. That way nobody will feel pressured since we all will be sharing. I don't know. Oh, come on guys, it'll be fun! It'll be a great opportunity to show Ben what we can all do! Sayori... At that, both Yuri and Natsuki seem to perk up a little. Alright. I'll do it! The very depths of my being shall be displayed in full! Guys? Yeah, you do that, Yuri. I'm gonna show you all how poetry is really written. Guys? Yay! This is so exciting! I can't wait to hear everyone's poems! Ben, what do you think your poem will be about? Of course, I haven't said yet I am going to join the Literature Club. But a few pouty faces and some nudging from Sayori have convinced me otherwise. I decide to join the club. Now that it's settled, we begin to put the room back to the way it was. Sayori asks if I want to walk home with her. That makes sense. I usually walk to school with her, but never back home since she's been in the Literature Club. As we're about to leave... Oh, could you hold on for a second? Sure. Sayori comes over to the closet where Natsuki is inspecting a box. She still hasn't really spoken to me, and I'm at a loss as to explain why. They begin talking, but I can't quite make out what they are saying. Natsuki! Everything went so well today, and the cupcakes were absolutely perfect! If you say so. like that? Are you still mad at me because I invited Ben to join the club?
I'm not mad at you, Sayori. I'm just mad in general. If I had a rough week at home, Papa works late at his new job, and I have to have dinner ready for him when he comes home. He doesn't say much when it's ready. Heck, he doesn't say much if it isn't ready. But it's a different kind of silence, you know?
Oh, I understand how you feel. My parents are usually working late as well. They leave me with some microwavable meals and money to go get something. They don't really trust me with the oven.
Ha! Anyway, I guess having someone new join the club right now just feels like I'm having my space invaded. It's the one place I can be me. And I don't want someone new coming in to screw it all up.
Oh, don't worry about Ben. Like I said, I'm sure you two will have lots to talk about once you get to know him.
Yeah, if I get to know him. Anyway, I need to go by the store to get some ingredients for dinner tonight.
Alrighty then, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, hi Sayori. Thanks for the compliment about my cupcakes.
You're very welcome, Natsuki.
Maybe I should try to be more open to Sayori's friend. I mean, it isn't his fault that she dragged him to the club. Who knows, maybe he's not... Papa? Why are you home so early? You got fired again, didn't you? What happened? You said you liked this one. I just couldn't think clearly. Hard to remember. I see. Well, at least it happened after this month's mortgage payment. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take stock of what we have. I just did some grocery shopping, so we should be good for this week. The utilities have been paid, except for the water. We may need to make some cuts. I'm going to start making dinner. Whilst cooking, I'll do a quick search to see what jobs are available. I'm sure we can have you have you up and working again in a day or so. You sit there and rest for now. I'll take care of everything.
Thank you, Haruka. Yeah, sure.
4 years ago.
Papa, I thought you were laying in wait tonight.
I was asked to leave the company early today.
What? Why? You've been with them so long as I can remember.
Apparently my reports are below average. They said I wasn't up to their standard anymore. Ungrateful bastards!
Papa, what will we do? How will we pay for the house?
I don't know.
What about food? How will we buy food?
I don't know.
But we have to...
I said I don't know! Just leave me be. Go away, leave me alone.
Okay. If I make dinner, would that help?
Yes, that would help.
Okay, I'll do that. We'll get through this together, Papa. I'll help you, I promise.
You can try.
I guess people can try. Again and again. But that's about it. Alright, that should do it. It's not too long, but I don't want to blow everyone away with my poetic talent just yet. Besides, if I could have worked on it more last night, instead of having to finish it at lunch, it might have been a little longer. How Papa goes over that list of jobs I gave him. Really needs to...
Well, I didn't know the cafeteria was serving shrimp today. Drop dead! Oh ho! Think a bit feisty today, are we? You know, I like that.
Go play in traffic!
Ah, don't flip your lid, kitten. You seem like you're in need of a good time.
A good time? Sticking my foot up your ass sounds like a good time to me.
Come on, I bet I could make you smile. I bet you're real cute when you smile.
Don't ever call me cute! And if you think you have a shot at getting anywhere with me, you can forget it. I'd rather push my head against the pavement than spend any time with the likes of you. So go slither off to whatever hole you crawled out of.
You know, you've got a real attitude problem.
So I've been told. You better watch it.
Someday that attitude could get you into trouble. See you around, shrimp.
Jackass! My first day as a member of the Literature Club has definitely been interesting so far. I started off messing around with Sayori. She and I walk to school every day, but this is the first time we've really gotten to spend time together in quite a while. I must say I really enjoyed being around her. She brings out the more playful side of myself that I almost forgot I had. I decided to share the story of how Sayori must set her room on fire. Natsuki seemed to enjoy that. After some spirited discussion, the girls headed off to their respective corners of the club room. Now I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I end up doing some reading with Yuri. She actually bought me one of her favorite books for us to read together. After we finish our chapter, I happen to find a volume of manga in the desk I'm sitting at. Yuri tells me it probably belongs to Natsuki. Interesting. I decide to take it over to her. As I rush to the closet where Natsuki is, I notice that she is frantically searching for something. Where is it? I could have sworn I put it around here somewhere. Natsuki is quickly moving boxes and looking through their contents. She seems really distraught. Her eyes are wide and her breathing is quick and shallow. I wonder if this is what she's looking for. Natsuki? Not now! She doesn't even look at me. She continues to search for each shelf, tossing aside overturned books and other assorted things on the shelves. Natsuki. Ugh! What do you want? She stops her search and stares angrily at me. I think if she could bore a hole through me with her eyes, she would. Is this what you're looking for? I timidly offered the volume of manga. Natsuki's eyes widen, and a look of horror spreads across her face. You didn't get damaged, did it? She quickly snatches the book from my hands and inspects it carefully. She holds the cover up to the light, looking for creases. When she flips through the pages, scanning each one. Finally, she seems satisfied with the condition of the manga. She carefully places it in the box in front of her, completing a row of volume numbers. Natsuki closes her eyes and lets out a sigh as she places her hands on the completed set of volumes before her. I sit and watch her for a few moments. I kind of get the impression that she's forgotten I'm here. So, parfait girls, eh? Natsuki's moment of serenity is quickly broken and she shoots an icy glare in my direction. I'm not really familiar with that one. Go ahead and laugh! What? I know what you're going to say. You're reading manga in the literature club? Isn't that a bit childish? Well, you know what? I'm tired of it! Yes, I do read manga in the literature club. Because manga is literature! Manga stories can be just as deep and insightful as stories from novels. People think that just because manga has pictures that it doesn't count. Well, that isn't fair. It uses art to convey what a novel conveys with words only. But above all else, it shouldn't matter. Some people love novels, some people love manga. After all, what people consider precious is different for everybody. What? It's a quote from Nana by Yuzawa. I've read it. You read manga? Yeah! I mean, I'm not usually a fan of romance manga, but Nana looked interesting, so I give it a shot. I have not read Nana. And to be frank, I too am not a fan of romance manga. There's only a few that I have, but usually I prefer when the romance is either side plot or not existent, or it's like psychological horror, where it's kind of like... I almost want to say dark romance in manga form. But you know what? Most dark romance novels that I've kind of engaged with were just romanticizing violence and other bad things and abusive things. And not in a way of like a psychological sense, but rather just brushing that aside as something that it shouldn't be important. So there are a few good kind of like dark romance books that I've read. Dark romance book that I've read. Good dark romance books that I've read. But it's very few. Most of them are really just not really like they're trying to be romantic, but there's nothing romantic about it. I'm not opposed to being romantic with a murderer, but like make it interesting and not just some type of
Oh my god, he's a murderer, but he's hot, and that's the important thing.
He cared for me once.
Damn.
Although it's usually not even like murderer, but just straight up some other abusive type of person.
Natsuki's sharp expression changes. Her eyes narrow and her lip curls back. I know that look. I'm going to have to prove how much of a fan I am. But what are you picking? Like, how are you even supposed to prove that? I've read Inuyasha. I've read now I can't remember. Happy Sugar Life is definitely one of them. Killers in Love. I found the German edition only though. Oh god, I don't remember the name of that at all. It has a spider girl. She's a girl and she can turn into a spider. It's a bit of a horror manga. I only read it online because I couldn't find any German nor English versions of it. I have said Happy Sugar Life already, haven't I? I have a few volumes of Komi Can't Communicate. I have Oshinoko. There's one manga I'm currently looking at it, but I can't see the damn title. I also read Angels of Death, and I played the game of it, and I watched the anime, but that wasn't in order. That was the opposite of the order I watched it in. First the anime, and the manga. Satsuko and the Tenshi. I have Madoka Magica manga volumes. Yes, there are manga volumes of it. There's something I'm seeing, but I can't. Let me stand up for a moment. I'm going to look at some of my other manga real quick.
Future me, please set a cut here. I have some volumes of Bakemonogatari. I had... Oh my god, I forgot again. Goodbye, Eri, but that was like just a one-shot thing. And I've read a few online. I don't like the spider one. I've also read currently rereading online One Room of Happiness. And there was one with a yandere girl that's now a ghost, and she's haunting the person she loved. It's also a one-shot, but I can't remember the name right now at all. Oh, there were also some other ones. Oh, but I forgot. Oh, I forgot the titles because I haven't... Some of them I probably haven't even finished because some of them on the sites I've read them weren't finished with the translations. If I remember, I might put up some of the things that I've read here as well. But I have multiple ones with... Oh, Rapunzel, I remember, was also a yandere one-shot. I had like kind of a bit of a yandere face, was into yandere characters. Mirai Nikki, I read a few volumes of it. My friends also has... One of my friends has the original Japanese manga, but I can't really do much with it. I'm not that good about it. I'm not that good with Japanese. So yeah, I'm quickly going to make myself a note to remind myself to maybe put up some more that I've read online, because I couldn't look at those that I've read online. I'm just remembering randomly, like the spider manga with the spider girl, something monster with a name, the name Monster Without a Name or something. I remember that one because I liked it a lot. Because I like spiders. Yeah. I'm making myself a note right now. And hopefully I'll remember to put up some of the things that I've read. Because at large I read online because... Oh, I moved my microphone a lot. I hope it wasn't too noticeable. At large I read online because a lot of the manga that I do take an interest in end up not having any like physical volumes that I can buy. I prefer having the physical volumes. Oh, right, I've also had Momo, but I sold that one. I sold that later on after I finished it because I wasn't too big of a fan of it. Right, anyway, I read them largely online. I prefer physical copies, but most of the ones I have interest in don't have physical copies that I can buy in the English version. So I just read them online. There you go.
In Fushigi Yugi, how many celestial warriors does the priestess of Suzetsu have? Like, for example, I have no idea about this one. You can ask me some stuff about Mirai Nikki. I used to think it was... I don't think it's extremely bad, but it's certainly... It's not as good as it was when I first watched it, although when I first watched it, I was like 13? Edgy teenage age, you know? 7. Same as the other 3 priestesses. Name 2 clam series that tie into eggs. I don't know that one either. Tokyo Babylon and Clam School Detectives. Oh, Rama and 1 No. My friend has that series. I read it with him a little bit though. And Rama 1.5. I did watch the entire anime though. And Rama 1.5. What volume does Sasuke first appear in? Trick question. Sasuke's only in the anime. Yeah. He usually replaces Gosun. I don't remember too much of it, but I think so. Gosunuke's role from the manga. Oh, okay then. Who's Aino Parfait's love interest in Parfait Girls?
I can't have read that one.
Aha! Then you can't call yourself a true manga fan until you've read the best series ever. And we're gonna do something about that right now! Without even looking, Natsuki quickly reads the entire box and Paul plucks out a volume and shows it to me. It's a volume of Parfait Girls. Before I can say anything, she grabs my hand and leads me to a spot over by the window. She sits me down and opens up the volume to the first page. To be frank, I think, like most of the things I will have put up, or not have put up, I hope I remember it, but I did make myself a note to at the very least cut that one part, so I hope I remember it then there too. My friend is the one with the more like slice of life magical girl interests as well. He has quite a few of things that are more in that type of thing. So if I thought about it really hard, I'd probably remember some of it. I won't put it up though because that's not manga that I've fully read on my own. That's purely just my friend was into it and I enjoy spending time with my friends. And if he's going to spend time reading my manga, I'll read his manga too. They were, there was one girl that was also pretty much a tsundere. It's pretty popular manga. I forgot the name. Maybe I will put that one up. But yeah, but they were also pretty good. It's just not really my taste, so I didn't buy them. If I really have an interest and want to read them again, I can just go over to him and be like, hey, can I lend that one? I also once lent a manga with dragons. But like I said, I was only handed once for about a week. And I never got the second volume, so... She sets me down and opens up the volume to the first page. I hold it, you read. Let me know when you're ready for me to turn the page. Wouldn't it be easier if I held it? Again, she shoots me a glare. Apparently, Natsuki is very particular about who handles her manga. Never mind. Yay, Natsuki! Sorry, I spaced out. It was a hard day today. Actually, my week has been going much better than the past week, so... Actually, it's fine. But I wasn't that hard, but I for some reason spaced out anyway, so... I start reading the first page. I guess, to be honest, I think this is one of my favorite... Oh, I need to move this fucking headset. This is probably one of my favorite CGs. Maybe that's why. I don't know. has something on it that the others apparently lack for me. We start reading the first page. It's a slice of life story about a chef's apprentice named Aino Parfait. She isn't the world's greatest chef, but she tries really hard. Since this is the first volume, it spends a lot of time introducing the characters. Her best friend and fellow apprentice is Minori Cannoli, who is really clumsy and always makes a mess in the kitchen. Then there's Alice Eclair, who's kind of stuck up, but she ultimately means well. Early on, Aino falls in love with a guy named Goro Bund, who turns out to be an apprentice chef at a rival restaurant. From there, it seems to fall into something of a pattern. There will be an event that needs some fancy dessert prepared, and Aino and her crew will be competing against Goro and his. Chaos ensues as Aino tries to do her best to impress Goro, Alice tries to take charge, and Minori just generally makes a mess of things. Everything always seems to work out in the end, though. Aino and the group succeed, that she learns something about cooking and teamwork, and Goro may or may not like her back. It seems to be aimed at a younger audience. It's a bit silly at parts, but I find myself liking it a bit more than I thought I would. Of course, reading would be easy if Natsuki would stop interrupting every other page to inject some bit of trivia. Aino Parfait has a similar design to a character from Romantic Heartbeat, Bungaku Kurabu. I've never heard of that one. I've heard of it. The last part says something to me. Maybe I've only heard that part in Japanese. If like some titles do also just have like English in them. But this says something to me, but Romantic Heartbeat doesn't, so.
The artist actually likes to reuse the design a lot.
Or let me I keep going back and forth it, but I'm busy. I want to check that out. Did I just imagine hearing about it? Bungaku? Kurabu. See what has discovered on Pinterest, yes. No, then I must have imagined hearing it. It said something to me. But I don't even think that those would mean anything. I genuinely looked at it and was like, have I heard of this before? I genuinely was like, oh, this certainly exists. Because Bungaku Kurabu says something to me. Or maybe it was, no, Kubaru also not. Huh. It's gonna sound so weird. And it's like, oh, I haven't read that one. But I've heard of it before. It doesn't even exist. Bungaku? Aoi Bungaku is a Japanese animated series. Nonsense Bungaku. And the song by Boomerang. Huh. I wonder if I pulled it somewhere from there. Maybe it was just a Bungaku. Huh.
The artist actually likes to reuse that design a lot. I've noticed it with a few other artists as well.
She kind of looks like you, Natsuki.
I know, right?
Perhaps I knew it was an awesome chef and decided to make a series about me. Yes, I'm gonna grab that one again. Or perhaps the series I love so much influenced your decision to become a good chef.
Keep reading! You're getting to the good part!
The girls in the story are trying to decorate a series of chocolate desserts on a carnivore belt. Minori bumps the lever and the desserts keep coming faster and faster. The girls are frantically trying to keep up, but everything gets out of hand, way out of hand. I love that part! It's actually kind of funny. Honestly, these characters look kind of similar, but I can't remember where I've seen them. In fact, I've never heard of this series before, but apparently I have heard of Bungaku Kurabu. I don't think... Maybe it was just a Bungaku. It's really bothering me now. I really looked at it and was like, I've heard of this before. I've heard of it. I'm not completely out of the loop. I don't think... Yeah, it was probably something with... Bungaku then. Maybe that's why I keep saying Kubaru. Kurabu doesn't sound right.
I need to make this serious now. I need to pitch it to my friend. Romantic heartbeat Bungaku Kurabu. Or we're just going to call it Kubaru. Then we don't need to credit this one. No. Something romantic would be up his alley. He's more of the romantic one. In fact, I've never heard of this series before. Where did you find it? Oh, it was a couple of years ago. It probably dragged on a bit longer than it should have, but I stuck with it. I'm guessing I never had an anime. Maybe that's why I'm not familiar. I read a few more stories of Natsuki. She keeps talking as I read, but I don't mind. It's nice to finally get her talking about something. Plus, I kind of enjoy finally having someone to geek out about manga with. After a while, she closes the cover. Man, after Yuri's book and this, I don't think I can read another word. But you were getting to the good part! How many good parts does this manga have? The whole thing is the good part!
But I really wish we could skip to the beginning of volume 2.
That's when the plot really kicks in.
Well, why don't you let me borrow the first volume so I can finish reading it tonight? Then we can start reading the second volume tomorrow. Natsuki's attitude completely changes. Her eyes widen and she clutches the volume close to her chest. She looks me up and down as she turns her body away from me. I don't know. Her normally assertive voice is now soft and timid. I'm not sure what brought this on. Hey, don't worry. I know my manga, remember? I'll take good care of it. Natsuki looks straight into my eyes for a moment. She stares intently as if she is trying to determine if I can be trusted. Raise your right hand. Okay.
I, Ben.
You're supposed to repeat after me.
Alright. I, Ben.
Do solemnly swear to protect this volume of buffet girls.
Do solemnly swear to protect this volume of buffet girls. With my life, if necessary. With my life. With my... Wait, what?!
To return it to Natsuki in precisely the condition it was received in. And return it to Natsuki.
With my life?! Really?!
Natsuki glances down at her volume of manga with a forlorn look on her face. After looking up at me again, she slowly hands the volume over. I take the volume, making sure to handle it carefully. Don't worry, I'll return it tomorrow just like it is now.
Better.
Yikes. Natsuki gets back to her box. I feel kind of odd just leaving the conversation there. Hey, I'm Natsuki. She glances up at me. It was nice talking manga with you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Natsuki seems confused and shrugs off my attempt at further conversation. I walk over to the desk where I left my bag. Before I put the cup of buffet girls into it, I take a moment to inspect the booklet. Despite Natsuki's small fit early about keeping her volumes pristine, this particular one is well worn. The cover is creased in several places and has obviously been read several times.
My first volumes of Inuyasha.
And some of the volumes of Happy Sugar Life, but that's because I bought them secondhand. I open up the cover and notice something interesting. There's a small supermarket price tag on the inside of the front cover. I don't know of any manga collector that would buy their volumes at a supermarket, much less leave the price tags on the cover. When did Natsuki buy this volume anyway? I put the volume away and sit down at one of the desks. All the reading I've done has kind of worn me out, so I take a short nap. Eventually, Sayori wakes me up and end up chatting with her for a while. Finally, Monika announces that it is time to read our poems. I pull mine out of my bag. I'm a little bit nervous to see what Natsuki thinks of my poem. I'm really new to this and she seems like an expert, so I'm sure she'll tear me to shreds. Oh well, nowhere to go but forward. Natsuki's eyeing my poem carefully. Every so often she'll glance up at me and then back at the paper. I kind of feel like I'm being judged for some kind of contest. Finally, she puts my paper down. Well, you're kind of wordy. I am? That's news to me. Well, you are on paper. I mean, disoriented, heaven sent. Ugh, you sound like Yuri. to impress or anything, are you? Her tone of voice implies she is joking, but her face tells me otherwise. I just met you all. Why would I be trying to impress anyone in particular? I'm not entirely certain if that was a lie or not. Anyway, when you write poetry, you need to think of it like you are writing manga. How so? Simple. When you write manga, you have to take the art into account, right? I suppose so. So, if you fill out the page with these long speeches and junk, you're gonna end up covering up the art. You don't want that, so you have to plan your words carefully. If you don't write, you can say a word with only a few words. You can say a lot with only a few words. You can say one word with a few words. Anybody can look up big words and try to use them, but a real wordsmith knows which words to use. You don't need lots of fancy words to get your point across. Huh. You know, I never really thought of it that way. Natsuki grins. Of course you didn't, but you're still learning after all. Here, let me show you what I mean. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Okay, let me guess. It's about a disappointing trip to the zoo. Natsuki's glare tells me that my joke was not appreciated. No, dummy. It's about broken expectations. Okay, how so? Well, I've set the whole thing up by going over all the things these various animals do. Each animal... They're not all mammals. Each animal has a trait they are known for. And then, at the end, I come to people. You're expecting this deep, insightful look into what it means to be a person. And you don't get it. So, you're disappointed because you didn't get what you expected? Yep. Now you're getting it! It's about the feeling of giving up. It's about the feeling of giving up. Sorry. I look into disappointment and broken expectations, all in a few lines with no fancy language. You can tell me how awesome I am now. That is really impressive, Natsuki. Of course it is. Stick around, I'm just getting warmed up. I must say, I'm really glad you decided to open up and participate in this exercise, Natsuki. I really like your poetry style. Well, I don't like to brag. Oh no, of course not. Anyway, I love the wordplay here. You build it to specific climax, then drop off instead. It's rather effective, especially with the simple language you've used. Finally! Somebody gets it! I'm glad you understand the use of simple language, Monica. Knowing that you prefer it over all that wordy stuff you realize really makes me feel good about the state of the literature club. Natsuki, I don't prefer simple language. What? But I thought you said... I said I like the way you used it, but I don't personally prefer it. Oh, so I guess you like wordy stuff too. Not necessarily. Just because I don't prefer something doesn't mean I don't like it. This isn't one or the other. You can enjoy your variety of styles while still retaining your personal favorite. Here, take a look at my poem, for example. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See? The direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor. An angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched, with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Well, that really says a lot. Not too complex, but there's still room for vivid word pictures, wouldn't you say? Sorry. Yeah, I guess. Don't feel bad, Natsuki. But the reason I wanted this exercise so we could learn from each other. If we only stick to one point of view, we miss out on some of the amazing things others can teach us. I understand. I just kinda like my our way of doing things. Well, we may not change our minds, but at least we can understand each other better. I'm just asking you to keep an open mind. You might be surprised about what you find out about others, as well as yourself. Alright, I'll keep an open mind. But simple words are still better. Of course they are, Natsuki. Calm down, Sayori. You look kind of excited.
Sorry, Natsuki. Just really excited to share poems.
You looking forward to this? Man, I wish I had your outlook on life.
Oh, come on, Natsuki. It can't be that bad.
Well, I know my poetry's good and all, but I don't want people poking holes in it, you know? I mean, I know you aren't like that, but, you know, other people might.
I'm sure whatever you've written is wonderful. Here, I'll go first. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
I've gotta say, Sayori, I really like your writing style. Kind of reminds me of my own.
Oh wow! Thanks, Natsuki. That means a lot coming from a poem writing expert like you.
Well, you haven't read my poem yet, but it is pretty good. Especially like how you're conveying so much with simple language. I suspect this might just be about someone, if you catch my drift.
Oh? What makes you think that, Natsuki?
Oh, please. Close my blinds. You missed me. I trust you too. This is about a guy, isn't it? What if it's about a girl, Natsuki?
Oh! Well, I mean...
Uh-huh. Sayori's got a crush. Who is it? Do I know him?
Well, I never said...
It isn't Ben, is it?
Ben? Oh, well, we've been friends for so long, that would be kind of weird.
So, would you say Ben is more of a brother to you then?
I don't know if I'd put it quite that way. Why'd you ask, Natsuki? You aren't interested in him, are you?
What? That dummy? Of course not!
Oh, well, that's too bad. You two would make a cute couple.
Well, whatever. And that's the end of poem reading. It wasn't so bad, even though I kind of just feel like I'm being silently judged a little. Monica tells me not to worry. I'll get better as time goes on. Unfortunately, I'm struggling closing my bottle. Okay. Her little pep talk is interrupted by Yuri and Natsuki.
Maybe it shows that Ben appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Ha! And how do you know didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? Two of them are having a very loud argument about poetry styles. At least I think they're arguing about poetry styles. I'm pretty content to let the two of them battle it out.
But she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place.
But pretty soon I get sucked into it. They're both pressuring me about which of their poems I preferred. We're lost of for words, but luckily Sayori saves the day.
Stop! Natsuki! Yuri! You guys are my friends! I just want to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people. And I love them because of their differences.
She manages to diffuse a verbal battle with a few well-placed words.
Natsuki's cute, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Those are not well-placed words. That's literally just enforcing the problem. In the original, the game literally starts because Natsuki keeps being narrowed down to cute.
And you're supposed to the same as they always were. Big and beautiful, and
That's just too much.
Now Yuri's gone out to the hallway and Natsuki has slumped into her chair. I kind of feel like I'm the center of this fight, so it's only right that I talk to them both. I decide to talk to Natsuki first. She's sitting at one of the desks, muttering to herself. Hey Natsuki, how are you doing?
What do you want?
I just want to see how you were.
I'm fine!
I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I know what it means when a girl says I'm fine like that. Come on, Natsuki, tell me what's wrong. To be honest, sometimes I honestly just say aggressively that I'm alright because I'm alright.
Stop asking! It's your fault for why I'm not fully alright. Because you won't allow me to just be alright.
I thought you liked my poem. I did. Well, I don't see why. It's stupid. Natsuki moves her poem from her back and crumbles the paper up. She tosses it across the room and slumps back into her seat, crossing her arms. That wasn't really...
I thought you'd take my side.
Huh? Why didn't you take my side just now?
I mean, she'd be surprised, but
I thought you were different. Natsuki, this is only my first day here. I'm not trying to take sides. I'm still learning about poetry, and I think both of your styles have merit. I wasn't lying when I said I liked your poem. As if I make you feel any other way. It doesn't matter. I think I'm still in trouble with her. Okay then. I'm gonna go get Yuri so we can close out the meeting. I look forward to your poem tomorrow.
whatever.
Alright then. Stand up and head for the door to go check on Yuri. On my way there, I noticed a crumpled piece of paper that Natsuki tossed over to the garbage can. I bent over to pick it up, open it and smooth out the wrinkles as best as I can. After reading the poem again, I fold the paper up and put it in my pocket. Before I opened the door, I glanced back at Natsuki. She is still sitting at the desk with her head turned away from me. I feel bad that I offended her, especially after we had a nice time reading manga. I hope I can work things out with her tomorrow.
It figures it's all with Yuri. She pulls her shy girl act when he's just putting in her hands. Gah.
Hi, I'm Yuri. I'm tall and gorgeous and have big boobs. And I'm gonna sit right here and charm Ben even though he's nice and likes manga. Doesn't judge Natsuki like everyone else does.
Oh, stop it, Natsuki!
Stop getting so put out about it, some guy. He's just like everyone else, isn't he? Oh, the door? Papa, you home? I see you went out today. Which website did you go to?
The warehouse.
Right, you need help moving files. How was it? Are you going back tomorrow?
I suppose.
Well, that's good. So, Papa, I need some advice. What do you do when there's someone you like, but they drive you crazy? I mean, you want to get to know them better, but they kind of make you mad. Should I just tell them? I'm a little worried about how they react. I don't really think I'm weird or clingy or anything like that.
I don't know.
Why does it have to be so hard to talk to people? You'd think it would be easy, but you never know how they'll react. What if you say the wrong thing and they get mad at you? Was it hard for you when I'm hungry? Oh, all right. I'll go start dinner. Thank you, Haruka.
Sure.